Picture this. You're in a hospital in Spain, and your family back home has no idea what your travel insurance covers or who to call. What would your family do? Would they know who to call? Would they jump on a plane to come see you?
We actually heard about a similar situation from an insurance professional on a prior podcast. A woman really wanted to visit France, and she actually went, and she actually, unfortunately, passed away in France. But thankfully, her family knew what coverage she had, but this made us realize our family would have completely been lost.
So we uploaded our 53-page policy to our preferred AI tool to get answers in plain English. And today, we're going to share what we learned so your loved ones know exactly what to do. Welcome to Thoughtful Planning. I'm Honey.
And I'm Santiago. We help families plan for those big moments in life without being overwhelmed.
And this is part 2 of our travel planning series. And today, we're tackling the insurance stuff nobody wants to think about, but everyone needs to understand.
On a quick note, we're not insurance agents. This is just what we've learned through our own experiences. Always check with your insurance company or an insurance professional for your specific situation.
All right, so here's today's essential question. If you had a medical emergency abroad, would your family know how to help you, or would they be scrambling to figure it out?
So here's what happened to us. We were planning a big international trip, something we'd been saving up for a while, and we were looking at our travel policy. It was 53 pages. 53 freaking pages. Who's going to take the time to read that?
Nobody. But then we started thinking, what if something happens to us? What if one of us ends up in a hospital in another country? Our son would have no idea what's covered or who to call.
Yeah, that's when we realized that we needed to do all the work up front. So our family and our trusted agent, our son, wouldn't have to figure it out if a crisis arose.
So after going through our policy, here are the 5 questions your family needs answers to.
Okay, so the first question, does your policy cover hospitalization while you're abroad? Our policy did. It covered up to $50,000 for emergency medical care, including hospitalization. But there was a catch. It had to be medically necessary emergency care, not a routine checkup or an elective procedure.
And here's question 2. Will it bring you home if you need medical care? This is huge. Our policy covered up to $500,000 for emergency transportation, which could include medical evacuation if local care is inadequate. But the insurance company's medical team has to approve it first.
So the third question, will it fly someone to you if you're in the hospital? So for our policy that we purchased, they would arrange to pay for a round-trip economy transportation for one single family member. If we're told that we're going to be in the hospital for longer than 48 hours, or if the condition was life-threatening.
Question 4. What happens if you die abroad? This one's hard to talk about, but it's necessary. Our policy covered the return of our remains to a funeral home near our primary residence. But here's something we learned. Some countries require embalming for transport, and we don't want that.
That's not something we want. So what we did was we documented everything that we needed to include that our family should approve cremation if that's the only option for us to come home that didn't involve embalming. So even though cremation wasn't our preference, it's still preferable to being embalmed. An important note, cremation costs would not have been covered by our policy. So our trusted agent would have to pay for that upfront and then get reimbursed from our estate later.
Question 5. What about your pets? Now this one's huge for us because our dog Tex is our family. Our policy covered pet emergency veterinary care or death within 7 days before departure for trip cancellation. But here's what wasn't covered. If Tex would have gotten sick while we were away, that would not have been a reason for trip interruption unless it happened right before we left.
So here's a trick that turned that 53-page monstrosity into a quick summary. We uploaded the PDF to our preferred AI tool and used a prompt to extract the pertinent information.
And here's the prompt. Please review this travel insurance policy and summarize what it covers for hospitalization, emergency transport, death while traveling, trip cancellation, and pet emergencies. Highlight what's covered, what's not, and any important requirements.
So it did its magic thing, and in less than 5 minutes, we had clear breakdown what we were covered, and it was in plain English that we could understand and share with our family member.
All right, so once you know what's covered, you need to communicate it. We told our son about our policy and gave him the information, but we realized we missed a crucial step.
So here's our lesson learned. We did not ensure that the company's 24/7 emergency number was put directly into his phone. So next time, that's something that we're going to do first thing. We also emailed him the policy details, but we should have ensured that number was put in so everything would have been made easier for him.
Right. So here are your action steps for this week.
First, we recommend if you're going to travel, get that travel insurance policy for your next trip.
Second, use our AI prompt to get a plain English summary of what's covered.
Third, decide if by chance you were to die abroad, whether you want cremation, embalming, or whatever feels right for you. And then document it, and share with your loved ones.
Verbally, right.
Verbally and in writing. They put that in a freaking email that you're sending.
Right. And it should be in your documents that you have done.
Yeah.
Fourth, have a 10-minute conversation with your emergency contact. Tell them what's covered and where to find the information, and have them add the insurance phone number in their phone. Now, one thing I want to say, when you have that conversation, I know it can be hard. Like when we talked to our son, we went to lunch and then we said, hey, if anything happens to us, we do have travel insurance, and make sure you call them first before you try to attempt to do anything on your own to ensure it's covered.
The reason he's our trusted agent is when we trust him, and he's a smart young man. I was going to say a smart kid, but he's not a kid anymore. He's a smart young man. But with anything, if an emergency occurs, you're not thinking straight. You're not really clear of mind. So having that stuff written in plain English, whatever feels right for you, to make sure that your agent's prepped, that's what you need to do.
One other thing I wanted to say too is we did share the information with our daughter as well, but our son is here close to us. She doesn't live close by. So that's why we had him. He's our primary person, but you should always have at least 2, even 3 people. It's not going to hurt to know this information in case anything happens.
He lives 20 minutes away from us, and he knows where the vet is for Tex and all that good stuff. So that's why we keep mentioning that he was our primary. And if you're watching this on YouTube, click the subscribe button right now so you don't miss the rest of our travel series or any of our podcasts. Next week, we're talking about digital access while traveling. So if you can't speak for yourself, who's someone that can access your phone, your email, your bank account that can help you?
Right. So before we go, let's come back to our essential question. If you had a medical emergency abroad, would your family know how to help you?
So after this podcast, hopefully the answer will be yes. And now you know how to make it happen.
Right. Until next time, remember, every chapter you write today shapes your legacy tomorrow. Thank you for joining us at Thoughtful Planning.